I've walked the streets of Vegas barefoot.
Why?
A lot. Because I can't.
Sounds safe.
With the heels.
Yeah.
What if you step in AIDS or something?
I had an officer yell at me. He was like, you need to put your shoes on right now. And I was like, well, that's not happening.
Normally, we do questions for the fellas, where the ladies of the Woody Show will help us try to figure out what the hell's going on.
Because we've got questions.
Yeah, exactly. And then we'll give you some answers and hopefully give you some insight. Now, it's flipped because Greg said he has some questions for the ladies.
Very specific ones.
So Greg's got some specific ones. We were asking everybody to send some in, so I have some other questions that the people have submitted for the ladies. And we'll bring in, Morgan, and we'll have Caroline in here.
Other ladies.
Yeah, we won't, you know. So it's not just Gina and Sammy.
It's a round table.
Right. It's
brain trust.
all the ladies that we have here to try to get to the bottom of some of these. Just try to understand each other better.
We don't have to be like a doctor to answer these, do we?
No.
Okay.
I mean, no, not the ones that I have that were submitted. No. But Greg, you just want to throw a couple out there, and then what we could do.
Little tease.
Yeah, and then
so just to think it over first.
Well, yeah, I mean, like if you want to answer a couple of them, I really want to get like Morgan and Caroline in here.
Okay.
All right. Well, one is, like I said, is incredibly specific, and it involves Tamps.
Okay.
Okay.
Your obsession.
Well, no,
of course,
because I learned so much the last time we talked about Tamps.
Yeah, it was
Actually,
informative.
Saw one and pretended to insert one, and I learned a lot. You know how you try to make the most of a bad situation? Like when I was a kid and I broke my arm, at least you have your friends sign your cast or whatever. It sucks that you broke your arm, but yeah, it's cool. You got your cast and, just making the best of a bad situation. And then Sammy, you once mentioned that you have to, how should I phrase this? Replace/change your tamp when you number 2 because it might come out.
Right.
So my question would be, have you ever tried to just basically have fun with a bad situation where you're like, I'm going to make it pop out, or I'm going to...
like Pez?
Yeah, or I'm going to...
Is that the female equivalent of trying to hang a towel off your...
Exactly.
Off your boner.
Try to push out a tamp like a baby?
Yeah, or like if you stand with your legs far apart and kind of swing the string around, or like...
kind of like what strippers do with ping pong balls?
Right, exactly. Like, just try to have fun with it, even though it sucks.
No, I have not tried to do that.
Have you ever tied something to the end of it and made it decorative? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, like a bedazzle, yeah.
Right.
Made some ornaments.
I just now realized how boring my life has been.
Yes.
For Christmas.
A little Christmas ornament ball, like a red ball.
I don't think I've ever had any quote-unquote fun with my tampon.
Really?
I've been missing out.
No bedazzling at all?
Sometimes it can be real. I don't know, Sammy, if this is your experience or any of the other ladies on here. It can be really hard to pull out.
Yes.
And you have to like wrap it around your wrist and like.
Really?
Yeah. When it's dry, you
like
can't
or just your muscles are like contracted.
Like, do you put your 1 foot up on the toilet and kind of use that like to
leverage?
Leverage.
Yeah.
That's how you put it in.
Yeah,
so
no, but
if
it's being real stubborn about coming out, like
like a lawnmower, like start trying to
But in this sense of, Greg, when I say, when you go number 2 and the pushing it may make it come out, it's not coming all the way out. It'll just be like a little bit and enough where you'd have to pull it out. Yeah, because otherwise it's kind of just a little bit out.
It can though.
I know, right?
If we're getting graphic, there are times where I've gone to the bathroom and I've left and I'm like, is my tampon still in? That does happen. And then it's like, well, what do I do now? Because
just check. What do you mean?
Because
what do I do now?
Sometimes the string isn't like conveniently located, and then you're really just kind of
really.
Oh yeah.
Have y'all ever lost the string?
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I thought that's what the point of the string was. I thought it was like a search and rescue kind of.
Yeah, like a reminder.
The point is so you don't have to stick your fingers up
in
in
there.
there
I understand.
Get it out.
But sometimes
I understand.
That I get.
But I can't understand like how would it get.
Sometimes it goes cattywampus. It doesn't have a weight on the end of it. Like sometimes it goes where it goes.
That's what I'm saying. Like put a weight on.
That's what they need. Yeah, like fishing lines.
Right.
An ornament. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, bait.
Or just make them longer so that they can't.
Put a little ball bearing.
Yeah, like a little charm. Like
it's not the
ball bearing.
It's not the length. It's the fact of the material. It is.
Yeah.
It's not a strong stick. It'll bunch and get wet and stuff.
You can put a keychain on it.
Yum.
Thank you.
Dave, sorry.
I have a non-gross question about tampons. Yeah. Is there any like fashionable ones? Like, oh, all the cool girls they use this brand.
Like fashionable, as in like trendy, the
like
cool,
colors
the
or
cool
patterns.
brand.
Yeah, like all the
like they make Stanley mugs,
right?
Yeah.
But then they make other ones that look like Stanley mugs, but are not Stanley mugs.
Yeah,
but it's cool to have the Stanley brand.
Right. You don't want the knockoff.
Limited colors.
I would argue the Tampax Pearl would be in that category.
I was just gonna say I've used the Tampax Pearl forever.
So if I'm looking to get a lady a gift, then just make sure I get the Pearl.
Yeah.
Is that the in brand?
Yeah.
Morgan, is that what you'd say?
I go for the Sport, Tampax Sport.
What's the difference? What does that do?
I don't know. The Sport one seems like it's gonna be more adaptable to my
Is
lifestyle.
it matte black or something?
Matte Black's got spinners and running boards.
Does it have a lightning bolt on the package?
It's got a special trim to it
But I've told you guys
that you can only get on the Sport.
Right.
I have used not by accident, it was the only choice, those OB tampons with no applicator. And
it's just a finger push,
you
right?
and your choices at that point.
Why do those exist?
But what was the other one that you hated recently? You said you got one from like Whole Foods or
That's
something.
the one. It's
that's
like
the one?
it's like a little teeny tiny cardboard tube and nothing. It's just and it's really like it's like if you were putting wool up there.
Right, because I said you said it was kind of like a tree branch
it was
/ like old newspaper shredded up, like just some hippy dippy thing.
Like the bottom of like a chicken coop.
Yeah.
The compost.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah.
Greg started with a tampon question, of course.
I think Menace's question is good because you think these companies would brand them better, like have a limited edition color.
Yeah,
or,
like a Walmart exclusive.
or on the applicator, you could have
Like a cool collab.
pictures of like
That would
a
be
Supreme
awesome.
one.
Why have they never done that?
Like Skinny Girl or something, you know?
Yes.
or like Balenciaga
Yeah,
tampons.
but
know.
dazzle it. You're
Women
right.
will buy
Gucci tampon.
Women will buy anything. This is a missed
Exactly.
opportunity.
I know.
Yeah.
Put
This is
us
more-
in charge of
Truth.
tampons.
This is more of a public service.
Yeah.
For the
You-
tamp industry.
Are you ever like Greg when it comes to buying this stuff? Because like Greg is very embarrassed to buy toilet paper.
Right.
No.
Like he'll buy
Mortified.
1,000 other things just so he can kind of like mask
Hide
the
it.
purchase.
Why?
I don't know. Ask
I
Greg. I mean,
purchased
he's just
a
embarrassed.
jacket once just to cover the toilet paper.
But everybody knows at some point you're going to need toilet paper.
I know, but they don't have to see it. They don't have to see you buying it.
Yeah, I've
he's
never
really
been.
weird about it.
I no, it's not true. It's not that I've never been. I remember when I stopped being like, oh, I got to hide this. Like, screw you guys. If I have to deal with it, you have to see it. I mean, what's the
Yeah,
deal?
I don't care. I'll go when I need that. I'll go there and grab it, and then walk around the store and browse for a while while
love
I'm
it.
only holding that.
Love it.
765 texting over says, I use the Sport as well because it opens like a skirt so it doesn't hurt when you pull it out.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
well, there you
So
go.
there you go.
Pro tip.
So
Pro
much
tip.
cuter.
Yeah, I'm thinking of all the marketing possibilities. Like, why isn't there like wicked tampons?
Exactly.
You get the green ones or the pink
Yes.
ones.
Collab.
Dude.
Yeah.
Woody Show tampons coming at you.
All right.
Okay.
I would use those.
All right. We're going to take a break. I swear that all the questions are not tamp related.
I do have one more. Though.
You do?
Did we
I
just burn
do.
through Greg's whole segment right there?
Oh, no.
Well,
We
no, I have another tamp-related one.
Oh, nice.
Give the question, and then we'll get the answer after the
Okay.
break.
So in some movies or TV shows, when a girl has her first period, it's almost like a bizarre celebration, and the mom wants to go to lunch and go shopping, and
The
I
Cosby
got
Show.
a little woman daughter now.
It's
and
Woman's
You've
Day.
become a woman, and it's almost like a celebrated thing. Is that a real thing?
Is that a real thing,
Good
ladies?
question.
Hit us
Not
up
real
on the
life.
text. Call in 877-44-WOODY. I've heard the term period party before, but we'll get the official answer. Questions for the ladies. We got some other ones, too. And if you got one, you could send a question. Doesn't have to be tamp-related. Just throwing that out there.
Right.
I have a bunch of other ones that have nothing to do with any of that. Yes, questions for the ladies about all that, you know?
Absolutely.
All right, so Greg, he had a question right before the break, and then we'll get the answer on this. We got Morgan,
Morning.
we got Caroline, and of course we got Gina and Sammy to help answer these questions. And your second, and this is the last tamp-related question.
It
that we're gonna
is.
have.
It is.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Just basically when you have your first peer and your mother makes a big deal out of it, wants to have a party or take you out to lunch or celebrate, for lack of a better term. Is that a thing? And if it was a thing for you, was it mortifying?
I don't know anyone who experienced that personally. I sure as hell didn't.
Now, you have heard the term period party, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
remember the Cosby Show had Woman's Day, and that was
Yeah.
like a really big deal.
Yes.
But that ish wouldn't fly in my house. No one explained anything to me. Thank God for the public education system. I had no idea. I thought women, you laid eggs. Nobody knew anything. So I told my mom, she was downstairs watching a movie. I was mortified. I didn't know what to do. I sat there just staring at the TV for like a half an hour and I was like, my stomach hurts. And she's like, okay, congratulations. And then I was like, I think it's because I had my period. And my mom turns off the TV and goes, okay. Gets up, leaves, goes to the store, gets pads. That was it? That was my period party.
But no conversation?
No explanation.
No.
No tutorial.
No.
Nothing.
That is why I'm more like, do you guys have any questions? I'd love to help.
When I first started mine, I had 2 older sisters. So it's not like I was the only
home
girl
field
or
advantage.
kid. Right.
Yeah, true.
So when I started mine, I remember telling my mom and she just went, okay, well then go grab a pad. Like it wasn't. It was just like
by the time
go
she
do
got
that.
to you, it was like
And it
whatever.
sucks because like 2 other sisters, so
Yeah.
you get those hand-me-down Tamps,
Right. I hate when that happens.
All
Yeah.
ratty.
No, I want the cool one.
Yeah, they don't fit.
Yeah, after that kind of first cycle, I went, I'm done with pads. They're so annoying. And so I told my mom, I was like, I'm just going to use tampons. And my mom was like, this was the only real conversation. And my mom was like, I don't recommend that. You're going to leak. Like it's not, because when you first start and you don't know and
Yeah, you
whatever.
don't know what you're doing.
And so she warned me and she was like, you don't want to be at school or something and something happens. I really don't think you should. And I was like, well, I'm not wearing pads. I'm not doing it. And she was like,
Menace is going to
okay.
throw up. Yeah. Somebody on the text says, my mom and my aunt got me a cake that said congrats, and my dad got me a card that day. For everyone listening, don't do that.
I know.
Embarrassing.
It seems like
Don't
it'd
make
be
it a
so
big deal.
embarrassing.
This
Yeah.
one
that's too
said,
much.
I was the first girl to get mine in class. Didn't get a big celebration, but for 1 week, I was the coolest girl in all of class. All the other girls wanted to ask me about it because I was, quote, a woman now.
Oh,
See,
wow.
I like that because I remember the girl who got hers first, and she was like in 5th or 6th grade, and we were all like, "Ugh, like don't talk about it. How embarrassing for you."
Yeah.
It seems like it'd be the opposite of that.
All right, some other questions for the ladies. And so my wife will ask me this question every once in a while. She goes, isn't it weird to sit, like when you got nuts, like isn't that uncomfortable? It's the same kind of thing, but how do you sleep comfortably with boobs? This is one of the questions that got sent in.
Oh, that's a good question.
I mean, I wouldn't know. So, Gina, you want to take this one?
Well, they do have boob pillows that I looked into before my reduction. They're like these like kind of curved on both side pillows that you put in between your boobs. So when you lay sideways, they don't like smush together. But I never actually pulled the trigger on that. But it is not easy. You don't sleep on your front, that's for sure.
Yeah, so you can't stomach sleep.
And if you ever like are on vacation or you go to the beach, it's true. We do dig a little trench and lay on our
is that
front.
right? Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, Sammy doesn't get, but
yeah,
Morgan,
that's pretty easy
Caroline.
for me.
I can't really relate to that either,
Constant.
Gina. I sleep on my front. And
yeah,
I've
me too.
never had issues, yeah.
So like, I mean,
Too small.
all right. For women in groups, why don't you call your friends out for bad behavior when they are obviously in the wrong? Why is there a need to always justify their actions?
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, I do this. I call friends out, and I've lost friends because of that. Because they just want to hear what they want to hear. So girls with big friends group, it's because they don't tell the truth to their friends.
That is very
That's what I think anyway.
insightful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
then
guys
you
were
end up-
like, dude, you're a dumbass.
Right?
Right,
They're straight to
yeah.
their faces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you did it, privately, or did you do it in front of the group?
Well, it depends. There's been different situations, but no, mostly privately. But
Okay.
sometimes if you're, 3 or 4 girlfriends at lunch or whatever, and they're talking about their ex and blah, blah, and you just tell it to them straight, the whole group of girls will look at you like, are you crazy right now?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Like, don't say that.
But dudes, we prefer to do it in front of the group.
Yeah.
Because it's funny. Caroline, you were going to say something?
Oh, I was saying, yeah, but then you end up being the mean one and everyone's looking at you like, oh, I can't believe you said that. But I had a group of friends where we were all very blunt with each other, and we would pretty much all tell each other how your boyfriends were terrible. So I feel like because of that, we kind of like stopped telling each other or talking to each other because we already knew everyone's opinion. So it's like, it just was like, I didn't want them to think my boyfriend was bad, so I never talked about him.
Gotcha.
Because I knew they were going to be like overly mean.
So you made a pact to just end the honesty.
Stop talking.
Yeah, let's just lie to each other.
Let's not do that.
Well, things can be delivered in a certain way. If you're just being overly mean, that's not really helpful.
Right.
Yeah. Here's another question. Questions for the ladies. How can women drop so much hair in my house and not be bald?
Oh, yeah.
Great
It's
question.
dude,
Rat's nest.
like,
I think it's an optical illusion because each hair is, 10 inches long as opposed to, a half an inch long like your hair.
Yeah, maybe. But like, I just know, like, I went to go take a leak recently, and there's a garbage can right next to the toilet. I'm like, what is in there? It looks like a bird's nest.
Yeah.
And that was just the hair that she had pulled off of her
brush.
hairbrush.
We do shed a lot.
Yeah, and then I look, she's got this one chair in like the family room that she sits in. I never sit in this chair. The kids never sit in this chair. It's become her chair. And I'm looking at this thing. It looks like the dog bed. You know, like a dog's bed has like it's just covered in fur.
Yeah.
It's it's got a ton of her just hairs.
Do you have alopecia or something?
Like all over. I'm like, how are you not bald?
We do. We do shed a lot. What do they say? You're supposed to. The average person sheds like 100 hairs a day or something.
Yeah,
wow.
Google says 50 to 100 hairs a day is normal for a woman.
Yeah.
Does your hair ever hurt? It seems like having long hair would hurt.
No.
Hurt.
No, because it's
Like the weight of it?
the weight of it, the length of it.
Sometimes if you pull it back, like if you have braids or a really slick ponytail, that might hurt a little
Yeah,
bit.
it gives you an instant facelift though.
My hair only really hurt when I had hangovers and like I saw a gel in my hair and I would like touch it, like my whole body would hurt.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
All right, back to the sleeping on your how do you sleep comfortably with boobs question. A couple of people on the text. We have one 505 says, I'm a 36 double D and I could sleep on my tummy tum because boobs do smush down. This other one says, I wear a 46K bra. What is that?
Nice.
Yeah.
Whip them out.
Giant.
Is that, I mean, I've never even heard that.
Because A, B, C, D,
Okay.
E, F, G,
Oh.
H,
Yeah.
and because like triple D
Jeez.
and E are the same, like that kind of thing. So
Okay.
she's into the alphabet.
Yeah, a K is a specialty bra. Like she has to get it.
I was
custom.
very close to that before
Wow.
my reduction.
I wear a 46K bra and I sleep comfortably on my front. I hate sleeping on my back.
Ooh, I mean, those
Good for
must
her.
hang to the knees though.
Well, on the
Is
top,
and not
that
when you're
flexible?
young.
Your
not
back
when
is at
you're
an
young.
arch.
I will say though, when you're laying on your back, Gina, maybe not Sammy, but say you're, having sexual relations or something. You're laying on your back and your boobs are just flat. It's like the most unattractive looking thing ever.
Yeah, like they'll
You
go
know
to
what
the
I'm talking
side.
about?
Yeah,
it's
nobody
just,
wants
like, smushed
that.
down with pancakes.
Kind of goes under your armpit
Like,
kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, let
Yeah.
me hold these up.
make them look
Don't
better.
don't look at me.
And maybe that's where it got started in porn, Greg. Where like they're
when they
like,
kind of smush
yeah,
them
'cause,
together.
like,
100%.
that's got to be what
Yeah.
that was.
100%.
Because it just
Doesn't
looks
look
better
good
on film,
normally.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, questions for the ladies. Why can't they tell us what's wrong without having to be asked multiple times?
I mean, it sounds like it's your relationship, not everyone. I'm pretty direct.
That's
There are a lot of girls like that though.
I
Yes.
feel like for me, when I say nothing's wrong and they're like, obviously something's wrong, it's because I know I'm reacting poorly and I just need a breather.
Caroline,
If that makes sense.
Okay.
great point. Great
So like
point.
they're
That's
like,
good.
why are you saying nothing's wrong? I'm saying, just like give me 10 minutes. I know I'm having a bad reaction. I know I'm being dramatic.
Yeah.
Just like let me get over it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great insight.
Another question. The fact that women want you more when you're married or have a girlfriend. Why is that?
Huh.
Because you're road tested and approved.
Yeah, it's the chase.
Is that really?
I think probably, yeah. Like, oh, somebody else likes you, that somebody else has already vetted you.
But I'm saying, do
Okay.
you find people more attractive if you know they're in a relationship, whether it's conscious or I can never say that word right.
Conscious?
A conscious thing or
Conscious,
not, a conscious
yeah.
thought or not.
That's a good question because being married now, I guess I think less about it. But I would answer that by saying the flip thing. It's like, everyone says, oh, they're this age and they're not married. What's wrong with them? So maybe the opposite is true. Like, oh, they're somebody else thought they were good enough to marry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or is there maybe some sort of taboo element to it? Like, oh, he's unattainable, so
Oh,
it
see.
makes it
Yeah.
more
You do love a
exciting?
Or
taboo.
great. Naughty.
Or naughty?
Naughty.
Greg
Yeah.
loves naughty.
He
Makes
loves
it naughty.
naughty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a challenge.
Okay.
It's a challenge.
I've never found it more appealing. I guess
Yeah.
I don't get that.
The ring is an obstacle to like you back off. You're not like, oh, challenge accepted.
Or does
Right.
this maybe go
Yeah.
to like one of those natural competitive things between women?
Yeah.
To take somebody's husband?
Well, no, because they say like chicks don't do things for dudes.
Dudes,
like
they do it for other
purses
women.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Purses,
Yeah, there's always some kind of
nails,
competition.
everything. Yeah.
Right.
One-upping.
And there are people who are obviously more competitive than others, and so
Right.
maybe it's one of those. I don't know.
Speaking
I
of,
mean, compete for a single guy, sure.
oh, okay.
But I wouldn't for somebody's husband or boyfriend.
And make no
Okay,
mistakes.
Sammy.
We know that there are women out there that are into that. I think we're having
Yeah.
a hard time relating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think what you said initially, like road tested,
Yeah.
like, okay, this guy has been approved by others.
Exactly.
Speaking of shoes and purses, did you have to like practice walking in high heels?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For what? A day? For a
yeah,
week?
and then you
for a
have to
month?
we would like shuffle up and down our driveway to scuff the bottoms so they were less slippery. And we absolutely had to like rehearse.
It seems impossible.
Very difficult.
What,
I'm
have
not
you
a fan.
tried?
No, it seems like it would be impossible.
It's
It's not
the
my
worst.
favorite. Yeah.
You need strong ankles for sure.
I love it, but I think that there's no such thing as a comfortable heel. They all suck.
True.
Oh,
Just wear flats because I don't want to deal with you at the end of the night where you're walking around with them.
holding your shoes.
Walking
Yeah.
around Vegas
And-
like a zombie.
Barefoot.
Yeah.
And maybe because Morgan's so tall, like I can't really see you wearing heels.
She
or-
loves it.
I wear heels all the time
You
outside
do?
of work.
Love
Yeah.
Hot
heels.
as hell.
Constantly. I'm always taller than 6 foot. I love heels.
Yeah, but you're tall already, so that's why I figured like maybe you wouldn't.
No, I think it adds to the outfit. Honestly, I think flats are gross. Girls look bad in them.
Whoa.
And another point, sorry if this sounds mean. Back to Menace's point. If you cannot commit to the same shoes all night, don't wear them.
Yes,
Agreed.
Because
thank
it is
you.
so gross and unattractive to see a girl, holding her shoes or
And
wearing
walking
flip flops.
barefoot.
Well,
yeah.
and talk about companies that saw a need and went in there. There's vending machines at a lot of like party spots with those little
Yeah.
like ballet
Yeah,
flats
I've
in
seen
them.
that.
It's pretty genius.
They sell them at like CVS now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was always that girl though, barefoot within 2 seconds. A wedding, I've walked
yeah.
the streets
Sammy.
of Vegas barefoot
Why?
a lot because I can't
Sounds
with
safe.
the
Just
heels.
wear-
Yeah.
Plus she has to
Oh,
have
no,
the
I
tightest-
had
What if you step in AIDS or
Yeah, I
something?
had an
Exactly.
officer yell at me. He was like, "You need to put your shoes on right now," and I was like,
Yeah.
"Well, that's not happening."
Yeah, that's
But why
gross.
wouldn't you just wear comfortable shoes then?
because
because
Morgan thinks
I
we're
was
ugly.
like 21, and you.
Yeah.
Hey, be
Yeah.
ugly, but commit to being ugly.
I
commit
do.
to one or the other.
Here's another one. Common things women do that men can't wrap their heads around. For me, the impacts of the menstrual cycle on the entire body. I know enough to be very glad I don't have to go through it, but not enough to fully understand what women go through. Like everybody knows about the, Tamps, right, Greg?
Well, that's the thing. Is I just have zero understanding of it.
For some people, it's not a big deal. For others, like me, you get shooting pains down your legs, and then some people headaches and migraines, and hormones are affected where like your stomach gets real jacked up, and so you're just like
Yeah.
constantly in the back. Like it,
The
it-
period
it,
poos.
exactly. It affects
Period?
the
Oh,
whole
God.
body,
God.
and you get like
What are we
you
doing
get
here?
dumb, you get dumber,
Yeah.
like you can't remember stuff. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. That reminds me, there was this old timey, like back in the 50s, 60s, whatever, they had these like sex ed classes,
yeah.
and they
Right.
would show people the film strips and like,
Sure.
that was always a cool job, by the way, when you were a kid. And they had a slide projector or a film strip that had to be
And you got
turned,
to-
and you
yeah.
got to be the one to turn it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
They don't do that anymore,
No.
obviously, because
It would
super
ding
old
and then
time.
you
Yeah,
change
but
it.
yeah, there was like one of those. This is one of those old sex ed things when it comes to periods.
Lesson 2, menstruation. Like seasons, there comes a time in every young lady's life that her body changes. You will notice breasts starting to appear. A boyish figure is replaced by a more curved torso. But the most important change a young girl will experience is labeled menstruation, or more commonly called a period, or monthlies. Every month for 4 or 5 days, blood will flow outside your bodies. Do not worry. Every girl encounters this. It may be scary at first, but as you grow, your menstrual cycle will become second nature to you. To protect your clothing from the blood, you wear a sanitary pad.
No.
A sanitary pad is a thick layer of cotton that absorbs all the blood and prevents it from staining your underwear and pants. It's a good idea to keep some extra pads in your purse or locker. Remember, the menstrual cycle means you are maturing into a young woman. Enjoy this change in your body.
This is a question that came in. Questions for the ladies. Decorative pillows and hand towels. Why?
Because they look good.
I mean, I understand.
Greg, you want to field this one?
I know, right?
I understand the decorative pillows. I don't understand the hand towels.
That you're not allowed to use.
Yeah, that I don't get.
either.
Decorative pillows, I get. Hand towels, don't understand.
Wait, so the decorative towels in your house, you're not even allowed to use?
Well, I think that's the point. Like, they're decorative. Don't use those. Don't use the good towels.
Yeah, like my mom has those.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like they're hung up there, but then right next to the sink, she has
the
these
towel
like
that you use.
no, she has like these
Rags.
disposable things that I think the Kleenex brand makes or whatever.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
it's
Strong
almost like in a
ones.
giant. And I mean, she bought them during COVID.
What, shop
right?
towels?
No, they're not shop
They're
towels.
disposable.
Yeah, it comes like it looks like a giant Kleenex box.
Okay.
But they're for
Drying
they're
your
for
hands.
Yeah.
drying your hands in the bathroom or the kitchen,
Right.
whatever. And they even have they're even like at a 45-degree angle at the dispenser top part of it,
Oh,
because
okay.
that way you can
Ah.
kind of hang it or sit it like where the towel bar would be.
Oh, I see.
Interesting.
And she found these things during COVID, and she thought it was like way more because she doesn't want people using the decorative towels.
It's
Smart
like
woman.
being at a restaurant. So
I know,
exciting.
fancy.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just get a paper towel rack.
What's that?
Get a paper towel rack.
Yeah, like
Oh,
an
yeah.
industrial
That's- that
paper
we,
towel.
we already have this product, people.
Like the stainless steel's one that has
Yeah,
like the
exactly.
little key.
Yeah, with the dento that's always in it.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Hell yeah, dog.
That'd be lit. And a urinal.
Yeah. All right, so we'll get to this really quick. A couple more questions for the ladies. Number one, the fact that they find other people's dating drama interesting, and it doesn't even need to be someone that they know. It's baffling to me. They can prattle on and on for hours, the most granular detail of other people's dating lives. How the F is that even interesting? Good question off the text.
Great question.
I have an answer for that when it's people that you know, and like the people that you and your boyfriend or husband know.
Yeah, but not like celebrity breakup drama. Like
So many people are interested in
people
talking
get
about that.
obsessed with that.
That's
I
not really
know.
my field
It's
of
wild.
expertise. But when
yeah.
it's people you know, it's like that's the most like juicy gossip in the world because people present themselves one way in public and one way to their person they're with, and when you find out who that person is, how do you not just talk about it for hours on end?
Yeah, I will argue that everybody enjoys some hot goss.
Hot piping hot
But-
goss.
But not when it comes to I don't like the relationship stuff or really anything celebrity related.
Oh
don't
yeah, that
care.
I don't really know.
I'm with you on people that maybe you know.
Oh,
or-
I gotta hear it.
See,
that
I
you work
love it no
with.
matter what. I don't even need to know them. I want to hear the whole story because I also, just when it comes to movies and stuff like that, love a true story. So if there's a movie and they're like, oh, based on a true story, I'm like, oh, I'm watching this. It actually happened. So if you're telling me a story, whether I know them or
Kinda
not,
happened,
and I
based
can,
on a true story.
yeah, and I can ask all the questions that I want and get all the answers, it's the best. And you're like, oh my gosh. And then you tell other people and you're like, this actually happened. You're not going to believe it.
See,
Okay.
that tracks.
There's
yeah,
an
like
answer.
somebody in your wheelhouse. What's her name? Ballerini something.
Kelsey Ballerini.
Kelsey
Yeah.
Ballerini.
Didn't she go through some big breakup?
I mean, she did. Yeah, she got a divorce.
Yeah, like I don't even know who that is, but
Yeah.
they like people talk about the drama so much,
Yeah.
it like comes
I
up
felt
in my
that way
feed.
about whoever the hell it was. There was like some, and they combined the names. It was it wasn't a Kardashian.
The
It
Jolie
was-
Pitts.
No,
I don't know. There's something recently though that's constantly in my feed is the Zach Bryan, who's the singer, and
Yeah.
then Brianna from Barstool Sports.
Yeah.
Like their breakup is like constantly all over my feed.
I want to say it was a couple years ago, and it was a whatever gate or whatever that Menace was obsessed with.
And it was a
Oh,
breakup thing?
Scandival.
Scandival,
yes.
Like
But we're all-
who
I am
cares?
so fortunate to say I
We're
escaped that whole
Scandival,
thing and I
yeah.
don't know who they are.
Yeah. All right, let's go to Brian. Hey, good morning, Brian.
Good morning, Woody Show.
Good morning. All right, so what's your question for the ladies?
Well, I have a question. Why is it when a guy cheats on a girl, that girl and becomes friends with the girl that he cheated on her with?
Oh, so the other woman.
They
Yeah.
do?
I
Yeah.
don't know about this.
Did this happen to you?
Yeah.
This is a
mean,
new one.
Yeah, that tends to happen if like the relationship obviously doesn't continue with the
With the side piece?
with the side.
And then they commiserate over you.
Yeah,
Well,
Right.
I do understand, like girls get all crazy when, a guy cheats on him and then goes after the girl. Go after your man.
Yeah.
He's the one that couldn't keep it in his pants.
Well, also, I say the same thing about like a dude will get mad, comes home, sees the wife with somebody else and starts
Attacks
beating
him.
up the guy.
Right.
You're not in a relationship
I'm
with him.
with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Unless
might
you,
not
like-
even know.
Yeah, your commitment
Yeah.
in the relationship was with her. I'm not saying you beat the crap out of her. I'm
Unless
not
that's
saying that, but I'm
your-
saying
yeah.
your
That's what you have
issue
the
is
problem
with them.
Yes, same.
There shouldn't be an issue unless that's your best friend, your brother, or your dad. Other than that, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think this is very common.
Well,
but
there was a
poor
whole
thing.
movie with
Cameron Diaz.
right?
Oh, that's
and it was
right.
3 of them. They all became besties.
Kate Upton
Yeah.
and Lindsay Mann.
It
Sorry,
could be like
sorry about
trauma
that, Brian.
bonding.
That sucks. But like,
Yeah, it does.
But you cheated on her.
No, yes, I did.
No.
Sammy's
Garbage person.
okay with that.
They probably have a lot
Yeah,
to
Sam-
talk about, a lot
yeah.
in common.
True.
You're not a bad
Fair.
person.
Yeah, Samuel will tell you that you're not really a bad guy. You know.
Mm-mm.
I don't suggest staying with him though.
Oh, okay.
But you can do a bad thing and not be a bad person. There are
Yeah,
people
yeah.
who are bad people.
Yeah.
True.
But you're a bad guy, right, Brian? I mean.
No, I'm an angel.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I
See?
can tell.
See?
Yeah,
He's
right.
a bad
Innocent.
person, I think.
Yeah.
Whiz back.
Okay. One more question.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about questions for the ladies, and this was one that was sent over, then I saw some more just come over. Here's the question from, let's see. Oh, 661.
Okay.
How come women just can't say what they want for dinner? It's always some long discussion, and they even ask what you want, knowing that they already had something in mind. Why?
Why the mind games?
Yeah, it's the same. Somebody else said, why do you ask your significant other to pick a restaurant, food, or travel destination and then shoot the ideas down? If you want or don't want certain things, why can't you just make the decision yourself?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Because as a guy who, when my wife says, "What do you want for dinner?" and I say, "I don't care." You know why? Because I really don't care. If there's something that I really don't want, like, you know what, I had
sick of chicken.
Yeah. Don't want spaghetti.
I had chicken for lunch today.
Yeah.
Not chicken, or had Mexican for lunch today. So I got. I'm not feeling whatever. I'll tell you that. And then after that, the world's your oyster. And I honestly, truly, this is not a test. I'm not testing you. I don't care.
You can have whatever you want.
Yeah. Why is that?
That's a good question. I wonder if it's because women want to come off as agreeable and are just rolling the dice to see if your two preferences will match.
Just pick a spot.
I don't know. I mean,
whatever.
I'm with you.
I don't ever know what I want. I just know what I don't want.
Oh.
And that's it. So I'll say I don't care unless it's something I don't want. So then you have to throw out options. And I'll go, well, it's like, I'm not that.
Do a laundry list and
So
then
just tell us what you don't want.
Right, I will.
When she hears
Don't
it.
ask for ideas.
Mexican,
But here's the thing:
but
you
then-
waste the time. Don't ask for ideas without saying what you don't want.
But
say,
I
hey,
don't know what I don't want in the moment.
until
Right,
you say
I don't
it.
know until you say it, and then I know that I don't want that.
I have to know that you want it before I know I don't want it.
Yeah.
Well, here,
So-
I just figured this out. It's women don't want the choice; they want the conversation, like gossip. Women, that's your brain. Is you want conversation, you want gossip, you want interpersonal relationships, and that's just an extension of it.
No, I just
So
want
what
to
you want
eat.
for dinner? Question?
Because then it opens up a door to conversation, and you're discussing and going back and forth and this and that.
Huh?
It's how their brains are wired.
Yeah, I saw something really funny on social the other day. I think I posted it on the Woody Show Instagram story, where this guy's like, "Here's how to get around that whole situation." Hey, guess where we're going to dinner tonight?
Where?
Guess where we're going?
Oh, are we going to that Thai place that I love?
Yeah. Yes!
You are- it's
Dude,
like
we
have
share
one
the same brain. Oh my
that's
God. Yep. And then right over to that place.
That's a great idea.
Done.
And then straight to bed.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
workaround.
Yeah, let's see, and then chicks also like, oh my God, we were thinking the same thing.
Plan something for me.
Yeah, it's like we have ESPN.
Right, exactly.
Dude, it's easy to trick them.
Yeah, I mean, so you can try that out, fellas. I will try it at some point.
Seabass, I gotta see some of these girls that you're tricking. If
Oh,
it's easy to
it's-
trick them.
No, it's it's about the mind games, the mystery method. There are ways to like easy psychological tricks, like what he just did. That trick. I mean, it's easy to trick guys too. We just don't care.
Sure.
We don't need to
Yeah.
be tricked.
We're just dumb as hell.
Yeah, we're like, okay, cool, let's do it.
Whatever.
Good.
This is very interesting.
Cavemen.